Why am I doing this? I don't know. Just for the hell of it. I used to watch Llama Arts back then. All the creepy shit, all the creepy stories and shit, Mr. Nightmare and shit. So I decided to pull up one. And fortunately, he made one a day ago. So we're gonna watch this. A creepy deep web story 2 animated by Llama Arts. Go sub to him, man. Real ass. True ass. Nigga. Alright, let's go. Ooh. Let's see what he got to talk about today. Let's see what's going to happen.
I was 26 years old, and I was unemployed. Feeling unfulfilled by the monotony of a job life, I decided I would try my hand at working from home. So my days and nights comprised me of surfing the internet for any jobs I could get. I was a big procrastinator,
in the background.
So more often than not, I'd stray away and waste time doing other things. One day, I came across talk about the deep web while on Reddit. I felt amused by the people talking about it as if it was something so scary, and decided I'd look into it. It was stupid of me to go on it in the first place.
Exactly.
But I made it even sillier by deciding to check it out late at night.
You just
It was about 2 a.m. and I came across a website where you could chat with someone anonymously.
No.
The person I got was a woman. She was in her early 20s and very pretty. She sat with her head in her hands,
She
looking
looked weird
playful
though,
into
bro.
the webcam while batting her eyes. I had no desire to turn my camera on and started our chat, thinking that while I didn't come across anything scary, I could befriend this pretty girl. It sounded like a better deal anyway. She told me to turn the camera on, but I ignored that request and tried to get her to talk. She finally did after some prodding, but I noticed how guarded she was.
You on the dark web, bro. Why are you
I
trying to
also
talk to other
noticed
people?
how after every message I sent,
First off,
her eyes
what tells
would
you
look
to go
off
to the dark
camera,
web?
either to her side or somewhere behind her computer. After a while, it started getting annoying, so I asked her if someone else was there with her.
I want to see you first.
She said. Up until now, I'd been chatting while she'd answered my questions verbally. No. I'm not that curious.
Don't be scared.
She said, laughing, this time looking behind the laptop again and making a face that seemed to indicate she was laughing at
Get the
my
fuck out of here, bro.
expense with someone else. This is getting boring. It feels like I'm not just talking to you.
That's because you're not. You're talking to all of us.
Who else is there?
Get out of there.
Turn your camera on.
Is this a joke?
Turn it on.
Okay, I'll be leaving now.
Turn on the camera.
Her laughter was almost piercing by now.
Get out of there,
There
bro.
was nothing humorous about the
She
situation.
gonna kill you.
Yet she threw her
She
head
gonna get your
back
address.
with riotous
Ugh.
laughter. I'd had enough and moved the cursor over to turn the chat box off when I saw the cursor had jammed. The only thing that was working was the chat box.
What?
I still had access to the keyboard.
Turn the camera on, sweetie.
Her gumdrop-filled voice was louder than before, and I moved my gaze up to see her smiling toothfully at the camera.
Break your computer.
Her face still beautiful, but the smile completely fake. My computer's crashed. I can't see the screen. Sorry. I lied. I didn't want her to know I had no option but to chat. Her screen flashed before going blank. There was nothing there but a black screen. I felt relieved, thinking that at least I didn't need to talk to her while I tried to figure out what happened to the screen. Just then,
Do y'all think
a
this
chat
is stupid?
message popped up.
Open the damn camera, you...
Oh.
The aggressiveness in the message frightened me. Now, the fact that I couldn't see her face while she typed this made me feel nervous. I didn't dare reply back, but then the cursor moved. I watched shell-shocked as the cursor twirled around the screen.
Open the camera.
Oh, I know that
I
motherfucker
still
not about to
didn't
click
make a
on
move.
that.
There was no way anything good would be waiting for me if I did what she asked. The screen began flickering, as if a virus was causing the computer to writhe in agony.
Do you want me to find you?
My heart raced. Could it be possible she knew where I was? I started
You on the dark
typing,
web, fool.
Please stop bothering me.
Then turn on the fucking camera.
By this point, I thought she was some kind of
She getting
sadist.
mad.
Got her kicks by scaring unassuming people in chat rooms. so I obliged and turned the webcam on.
You
I saw my
stupid.
frightened face staring into the screen. Judging by my face, my attempts at looking tough were painfully unsuccessful. I asked around for the girl looking straight into the camera, telling her I did what she wanted and to stop hacking into my computer. There were several seconds of silence. I kept my stare directed to the little box that showed her camera feed, but it was pitch black. I motioned into the camera in confusion, feeling as if she was messing with me now.
Bro.
Then I saw another message.
Look here.
After a few seconds of staring at those words, I looked back at her camera, but my computer instantly malfunctioned, and I received another message.
Look here. Don't look up.
The chat was filled with nonsensical
What the fuck
gibberish.
is going on?
She typed with such ferocious speed, my screen whirled away with her constant messages.
I told you to get out of
I
there.
couldn't understand what was going on.
You gonna die now.
Didn't look up. My patience ran thin, and I wrote back, "What is this supposed to mean?" Her response came. I read only the letters in bold and shuddered.
Look
I
up.
looked back into her webcam, and I fell back into my chair, my eyes widening. She was back there, only her face looked completely demented.
What the fuck is wrong with
She
this
had
girl?
a savage expression, devoid of emotion, but her eyes were almost popping out of their sockets, and she was huffing as if she had extreme amounts of pent-up rage. The way she looked directly into the camera made me feel she despised me with all of her
This shit
being.
weird as hell.
There was no amusement there anymore. Her camera went blank again. Then the chat popped up. My heart stopped again. For a split second, there had been the same blackness.
Bro, don't look
only
up,
for the
cuz.
lights to come back on. She wasn't alone anymore.
What is
There was a man
that?
next to her with a black mask on. He made no movements other than look into the camera like the girl. The girl's neck creaked to her side. It looked like it was causing her pain. And then the lights went out again. The chat resumed. This time, I screamed in fright and fell off my chair.
What
There was
happened?
another man with them now. He was standing next to the girl with the original
Bro,
one
turn
on
your
the other
computer
side.
off.
This man had the same mask on, but his hands were grasping the girl's shoulders. Even with the subpar quality of the webcam, I could see the force with which the man dug his hands into
Turn
the
your
girl.
computer off. Why are you still
It
watching?
looked like he could rip her in two. The girl, however, had a huge grin on her face. Her eyes were mad with glee, or so it looked.
Turn the computer
Her
off.
teeth were perfectly lined up as her mouth spread into that toothy grin.
Okay. Okay. Alright, hold on. Now I don't know if this nigga is just this dumb, you know what I'm saying? Just a little dumb. Bro. Why in the fuck are you still watching that? Excuse my language, but why in your right mind would you still be watching that? First off, I wouldn't even be on the dark web. But let's just say, hypothetically, I decided to go to the dark web, right? And I did some dumb shit like he's doing right now. A nigga off rip. Soon as I see this bitch and I see she being weird like she was at the beginning, nigga, I'm one click away and my computer is off. I'm not about to look at you getting your neck broken. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to watch you get your neck broken. And whoever the two niggas is in the back, they obviously controlling you. I'm gone. That is your business. That is your problem, not mine. We're two different people. I'm somewhere, hopefully far away from you. Whatever's going on in your life, good luck to you. I will see you later. I'm going to press disconnect and I am going bye-bye. What are you doing?
But I could see she was in pain. Even with the smallest sign of her smile fading, the man clenched his hands even tighter than before, which made her smile even wider. All three of them were shaking, as if it was extremely cold where they were. After a couple seconds, I realized they were shuddering, like trying to hold back laughter.
What are you laughing at?
I yelled into the screen. They didn't answer, and continued to tremor with concealed hilarity.
What is so damn funny?
I bellowed. They stopped shaking. Within a couple seconds, the screen went black again.
Bro, get out of there.
When it turned back on, the man no longer grasped the girl's shoulder. Neither was she smiling.
They coming for you, bro.
All three pointed into the
I know
camera.
that dinner just scared the fuck out of
Upon
me.
a closer look, I understood that they weren't pointing at me. They were pointing behind me. I didn't need to look back. I could see myself in the webcam. There was someone peeking from behind me. It was an...
Now, didn't I tell your dumb ass to leave? I told you that, right? I'm just trying to make it clear that I said that, right? Now they done sent one of their goons to his house. I told you they was going to get your address. Don't open that camera. I told you they was going to get your address. Now you're about to die. You're about to get your neck broken. Now you're about to die. Feels bad.
Another man in a mask. And according to what I saw on my webcam, he was with me in my room, right behind me. I turned around quickly, but saw nothing where I had seen him in the webcam. I turned back towards the screen and, to my bewilderment, saw a third man in the girl's chat box.
Oh no.
It was the same man I had just seen standing in my room. Now, all three had their hands on the girl.
What is going on?
Gripping tight. The girl wasn't laughing anymore. She had a look of utter devastation. A tear was dropping from her eye. But it wasn't just a tear. It was blood trickling down her eye socket.
Damn.
She then mouthed the words, "Help me," and the next second she screamed as if her lungs were being ripped off as the screen went black. I immediately got up and pulled the plug out of my computer and backed out of the room. For a couple seconds, I swear I heard her screams, even though the computer was unplugged. The room went quiet, but I was too devastated to stay there and ran out of my house despite it being 3 a.m. I caught a cab and went over to my friends, who had to talk me down for an hour before I could be calmed. I returned back to my house with my friend a day later. Everything was the same, and after thoroughly checking around the house, we concluded that there was no one there, nor was there a sign of anyone ever having broken in. I've never gone back to the deep web. My friend suggested it might have been some prank by computer hackers, but the way that girl shrieked, the terror she had on her face,
Why would you go there anyway,
convinced
bro?
me she had been a victim herself. I'd wondered if I had stayed on for longer, if I would have become a victim too.
You probably would have.
If those men had found me, was there really someone in the room with me? There was nothing I could do, because there was nothing concrete to report to the police. What I did do was throw the computer out and buy a new one. There was no way I could even open it back up after what happened.
How much was that computer? Because if that bitch was like $1,000, $2,000, nigga, you tripping. I don't give a flying F what I saw on that computer. If I paid $1,000, $2,000 for that computer, I'm keeping that shit. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? You done clucked up 2 times. Now you wouldn't have to throw out the computer if you would have listened to me and didn't fucking connect. You know what I'm saying? I hope you get what I'm saying. Next time I tell you to do something, just do it. Then you won't be in that situation. But it's okay. You'll learn the hard way.